Hey, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today we are making chocolate cherry cheesecake. Cheesecake's good, chocolate's good. These cherries look amazing. Here's what we need. I haven't brought fresh cherries. I actually brought the frozen ones to try them. Look how big they are. Anyway, gather up and we'll be back. Okay, so first up you need to put your oven on 160 degrees and you need to get a round springform pan. I decided to go with the one I used last week because this one decided to have a fight with me. I beat it, but it wasn't very good anyway. So I've gone with this one, and the only reason why we're saying use a springform pan is so that you don't have to grease it, so you're not going to get that, line it with paper, sorry, we're going to grease it anyway. That way you're not going to get that paper cutting into it, look. So that's greased, so when it's ready, all I do is I push the base out like an elevator going up. Cheesecake's good to go. So get that ready, and we need a food processor and we need a mixer. So while I'm setting up the food processor, I'm going to grab the 125 grams of butter, chuck it in the microwave to melt it. The only other thing that's going in with that is possibly one of the best biscuits for making cheesecake and desserts. I've used these quite a lot and they're really good too. So we need a whole packet of these. Let's set that food processor up. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are going to process the whole packet of biscuits. So because I've got a small food processor that doesn't like to work too hard, I'm just going to do a few at a time. Once they're really well processed, chuck in another row. If you do them in bursts, it's a lot easier. And the last lot gets a bit tougher as it gets fuller. So if you want to help it along, break them in half before you put them in. When it's all fine breadcrumbs, like so, add that melted butter. Process this a bit longer until it all comes together, and then we're going to press this into that pan that we got ready earlier. Okay, so grab a spatula thing, favourite pink spatula, and dump that in the middle. Basically press that down. I might try and use that to spread that down, tamp it down. It only says to do it on the base. Sometimes when you make a cheesecake you go up the sides, but that is pressed pretty good. Now we're going to put that in the fridge for half an hour, so pop your timer on. Beautiful. Half Okay, so while we're waiting, pack away Mr. Food Processor and grab the electric mixer. Okay, next step is get your 1/2 kilo of cream cheese, cut it up into cubes, and then that way it will be quicker, and grab your 3/4 cup of caster sugar. We're going to put them in here and we're going to mix them. Okay, 1/2 kilo, chopped up, get it with them. Pop in your 3/4 cup of caster sugar, just sprinkle it in. Once that's all smooth, we're going to get on to the next step. When it's all mixed, 2 eggs, in goes the first one. Two. 2 tablespoons cocoa powder. Sift it in. And one more. Finally for now I should say, whole pot of sour cream, 300 ml, 300 grams, my bad. Our final job is to cut up these big, delicious, juicy frozen cherries, and we're going to stir them in. If we put them in with the mixer, obviously it's just going to go all over the place. But before we put those in, what we're going to do is we're going to get our spatula. Anyone. And I'm just going to scrape down the sides, because when I stirred it with that little spoon, I got a big wad of cream cheese. Because my mixer doesn't reach right to the bottom. And I've got a bit of extra on the bottom there, so we're not really fully mixed. Oh, what's going on? That's better. That was randomly weird. Just make sure it's fully mixed, no lumps. Okay, so we have this that looks like this. And we've chopped those delicious looking cherries in half. So we're just going to fold them in. We want them to stay in half, otherwise we would have just put them through the mixer. Okay, now while I was chopping these and stirring it, the buzzer went off, so it was perfect timing. So I'm just going to grab the base out of the fridge. we're going to get ready to cook. Alright, tip that on top. There we go. Beautiful. How good does that look? Alright. This is going to cook at 160 for 35 to 40 minutes. So in it goes, and I'll check back with you soon. Okay, so I gave it an extra 5 minutes and that's done enough. So what we need to do is we need to cool it in the oven for 3 hours with the door ajar. I can tell you 3 hours is going to be quite late, so probably going to leave it overnight in there. So I will catch you next time.